Welcome back, YouTube. This is Cozunon, and today I'm doing a video response to AlphaOmegaSin. What made you into a hardcore gamer? Hardcore. Exactly. But a hardcore gamer would be the PlayStation 1. I don't remember. I do remember, actually. I'm lying. It was... They had this video playing for the PlayStation 1 at a Best Buy back when I lived in the Midwest, when I was there for a couple years, and I was just astounded by these graphics. Like, we had just got our Super Nintendo, and we didn't have it for very long, but then I saw the graphics for the PlayStation, and I was just blown away. And like a couple months later, they had it up on display, and I remember you'd walk into this Best Buy, and when you walk in, you know, you can see, like, in the middle of the store is like this huge jumbotron, you know, made up of like a whole bunch of like little smaller screens, and this thing ran down to the middle, like it's like in the middle of the store was this little circle, and that was a video game section. Fucking awesome, awesome. So you'd walk in and you look up, and whatever system they had that was premiered at the time was playing on that screen, and you go over them, there'd always be some kids playing on it, and there'd be a smaller screen so they can watch it, but then it'd be on the big jumbotron so the whole store could watch it too. It was just ridiculously awesome, so fucking epic. I love that. But we had just got a Super Nintendo, and I had fallen in love with the Super Nintendo. There were so many great titles on there, but then I was just floored with the PlayStation. So that's when I got my first job, and I was able to buy the PlayStation, and it was actually... It took like all of my money, and I couldn't even buy a video game. So one week I bought the PlayStation, and I played the shit out of the demo disc that came with it. And then the next week I bought 2 video games, and that's Project Overkill and Legacy of Kain: Blood Omen. And I've done a video on Blood Omen in the past, but these games just, it was really, those games helped turn me into a hardcore gamer. But it was the PlayStation 1 in general, just the PlayStation 1 itself. And I remember getting the PlayStation 1 and just playing that for hours. You don't understand. Like, I used to go to school, and I was drawing like little pictures of, like, you know, Crash Bandicoot, and like in the Vampire Kain, and you know, just Project Overkill weapons and shit. And I was just at school doing this all day. Like I can't wait to go home and play this. It was that. And then Twisted Metal 2. It just, everything about the PlayStation. I even, you know, I remember my friend told me at one point, you know, he's like, I'm gonna get a PlayStation. And at first I thought he was talking about some little fucking kid toy, you know. I mean, if you think about it, PlayStation doesn't sound like a fucking console. And when I first heard about it, I'm like, yeah, whatever, man. Get the fuck out of here. But yeah, so fucking epic. It was definitely the PlayStation, and you had awesome games on it. Like I said, you had Project Overkill, which is one of my first games on there, as well as Legacy of Kain. Those are 2 of the most underrated games for the PlayStation that I still can put into my PS2 today and just rip the shit apart. You had the Twisted Metal series. Oh my god, Twisted Metal 2 was just the shit for me. You don't even understand. I beat that game like 20 times from Sunday. Like, I went through and beat it with everybody. Then I unlocked Minion and beat it with Minion. I think it was more so the endings than anything else. It was definitely because all the endings were twisted. Like, you know, they won Twisted Metal, they got their gift, but it ended up backfiring on them. And I think that's what brought me to the PlayStation, and why I love the PlayStation so much. Is you have the Nintendo and Super Nintendo were like, yay, happy games, like we got Super Mario, and Donkey Kong, and Zelda. But then you get the PlayStation, and it makes you feel like, wow, this is more like an adult system. Because you have Blood Omen, Legacy of Kain, Project Overkill, and Twisted Metal, and all these bloody, gory, like, games were just out. And it really made you feel like, you know, you were more of an adult than you actually were. But it was definitely, you know, the PlayStation. Definitely the PlayStation. And I love the PS2 and all my other consoles. But it was definitely the PlayStation 1 that made me into a hardcore gamer that I am today. Can't forget about the Nintendo, the NES. I remember when my dad first came home with the NES. I remember him hooking it up and watching them play Mario and Duck Hunt. And I remember my dad, he used to go like once a month or once every 2 months. He used to rent Tecmo Ball. Oh my god! And he used to beat the shit out of me and my brothers, and he would just blow us out. And until one time, he was always Chicago, and I picked the team that was supposed to be the Vikings. And I picked Minnesota. They don't actually went by the actual team names, but I picked Minnesota, and I just blew him out like 42-7, something ridiculous, and he was super pissed. And so I think that kind of gave me my segue into gaming. And actually my mom, I can't forget about my mom. Like, we used to get so pissed at Super Mario, like, I hate this fucking level. You know, little kids, little high-pitched voices. I hate this fucking level. I hate World 5. I'm throwing the controller down, and my mom's schooling us on level 8. You know, World 8. My mom was like a beast in that shit. So, yeah, my parents were definitely there from the beginning. But if you got my mom outside of Mario, she didn't like the Nintendo. If you got my dad outside of Tecmo Ball, he didn't like the Nintendo. Just another side story, though. It was a Mario and Duck Hunt. On the Duck Hunt, I remember the first time we could find out you can control the ducks with the second controller. I'm just sitting there like kind of like watching my dad play this game, and I'm mad because I want a shot at this game because we just got it that night, and he was not giving it up, and he's all shooting and shooting and shooting, and I'm just like, I had the controller in my hand, act like I'm playing Mario because I wanted to play Mario, and I pressed the button, and the duck kind of like darted over to the left, and I was like, wow, I just pressed it, that's pretty cool. And so I let him, you know, kill a couple more dogs, and a couple of them got away, and then I was like, act like I was starting to play it again, and I pressed the right, and he kind of went to the right, and I'm like, what? And I pressed down, and he went down, and then I realized I was controlling the duck. So I had this duck doing every fucking move 10 ways from Sunday, and it was making my dad mad. Because, you know, in Duck Hunt, they kind of just do like simple back and forth kind of patterns, but these ducks were retards, I'm telling you. And I had them doing all this weird crap, and my dad was getting super pissed. And I'm loving this because I'm a little kid. I want to play this game, but I can't play it. He's not letting us play it. So, and then I find out you can play as the ducks. So now I'm playing and I'm winning. So definitely, the Nintendo was definitely the segue. You know, I did like the Super Nintendo. I love the Super Nintendo to death. Unfortunately, you know, we didn't have a lot of money growing up. So we got the Nintendo, and we had the Nintendo for a long, long time. And we got the Super Nintendo, like, not very much, you know, before I was able to buy the PlayStation. So we had it for a little while, but nowhere near as long as we had the Nintendo or even the PlayStation 1. But the Super Nintendo had its good games too, and it still got a spot in my heart. But definitely hardcore gamer, PlayStation 1, Twisted Metal, all the fucking mature games that made you feel more like an adult when you were just a little bitch. Anyway, I hope that was something you were looking for, AlphaOmegaSin. Till next time, YouTube, stay up and game on.